Imagine you're sitting at a restaurant and you're trying to figure out, like, who are they and what do they have in common?
At least I would say them right here, I would assume they're white.
What's it mean to say they're white? Like, what do you mean when you say that they're white? Hey, by the way, dude, keep in mind, there's no, like, wrong answers or anything, so it's fine. Like, no one's ever asked you to look at a white person and you say, oh, I think they're white, and then they ask you, what do you mean by that?
I would say, like, just by looking at them, I would think that they're white.
And what's white? What's it mean to be white? Like from Europe, you mean?
I would just say American, like American white people.
American white. Uh-huh. Who's American white, by the way?
Someone who was raised and born in America, and they're white.
Uh-huh. They have ancestry from Europe. And where do you think they're from? Like, look at, can you zoom in on his face? So I've spent about 15 years studying faces, okay? So I said this the other class, but you really need to know this. This biogeographical ancestry testing, this class was the first big place where people tested their ancestry to see what part of the world their ancestors were from, and then we talked about it in class. Every single student in 119 got the opportunity to have their ancestry measured, okay? And we call it biogeographical because it's biological, meaning that all of these faces are different, bodies are different. It's geographical because they're different based on where people's ancestors were in the world. And so when I'm like asking him, hey, turn to the side, we want to see your nose, because there's something about noses that tell us things about who people are. So anyway, come here. So look at her. You might want to look up there. You'll get a better vision. All right? Can you turn to the side, by the way? Look at, can you zoom in on her nose? Yeah. Are you cool with that? You're cool, right? It's your nose, man. Yeah. Okay? All right, here we go. Next one. And man, look at her cheeks, right? Like you want to see like what features she has. Here, look at her. Hang on. Are you cool?
Yeah.
We're good?
Yeah.
Look at her cheeks right here. Like look at her cheeks compared to her cheeks. Okay, bro? Yeah, you want to look at these things cuz they're clues as to who people are. All right? Can you turn to the left a little bit? Look, can you zoom in on her nose? Turn a little more, so you're right. Zoom in. Check her nose out. See, like compared, see the little ridge right there? Okay, that's a clue. All right, that's a clue. All right, thanks, man. All right, look at this guy right here. Look at him. Look up here in look at his eyes up here. And look at his cheeks, look at his mouth, look at the shape of his head. Look at all these things, okay? We got it? Because these are, what I'm pointing out to you are things, remember the story I told. If you take me to Europe and you don't tell me where I'm going to be in Europe, and you let me off the airplane and I go to the center of a place, the city, let's say, not at the airport because that's different, I can tell you with pretty good accuracy where I'm at. And I might miss a country here or there. I might say I'm in Austria and I'm really in Germany. But I can tell you with pretty good accuracy where I'm at because I look at his face, I look at her face, I look at these faces. And when I go to the place where he's from, there are a lot of people that look a heck of a lot more like him than look like her. Okay? So, all right, man. So let's go. So we got him. Okay, bro, zoom in to this young gentleman right here. Okay, look at him. Turn to the side a little bit. Yeah, either way, that's good. Yeah, look at him. All right? And then, okay, now look at her. Look at, different, right? Look at right here. Look at her brow bone and look at the bridge of her nose compared to the bridge of his nose and the bridge of his nose. And then zoom in on her really close. Oh, man. Awesome. All right, bro. Tell me something about them. Where do you think they're from?
I'd say I'm pretty bad when it comes to figuring out countries and everything, but I can tell that they have distinct features about themselves when you really broke it down like that.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Like, what do you notice besides things that I said? Like, what are you seeing?
I'd say like their hairstyles, like their hair type kind of looks the same to me.
Uh-huh.
But their ears,
Their ears? Yeah?
like I
Let me
don't
see.
I don't want to put no one on the spot.
No,
but,
no,
like,
you're
I
not
see,
putting
like,
anyone on the spot, bro. Dude, the ears, by the way, you want to know something? The ears are like a fingerprint to human beings. That almost no two people have the same ears. It's just that we can't measure like we do with a fingerprint. So when you look at people's ears, man, they're really, really different. So how would you just label them if you had to label them? You're saying this guy, he's like, who's different? Who stands out for you?
I say he would stand out the most.
Uh-huh. He stands out the most. What about him that stands out? Because
I think he looks like pretty foreign. I'd say based off what he's wearing.
yeah, he's looking based on what he's wearing. But how
Yeah.
about his face, man? Look at his face right here.
I'd say like his hairstyle too. Like I've kind of seen people, I'd say that look like him in a
Yeah,
way.
that look like him in some way, and he's not. So it's a little bit different. How about that guy right there? The guy on the right, with the hoodie.
His hair is kind of like, it's making me like I don't know what he is. It's kind of throwing me off a little bit.
But just his hair.
Facial hair too, I'd say maybe.
Dude, hang on a second. Here, come here. Look at these two guys. Can you zoom in pretty close? Can you guys get close together? Put your heads kind of close together with my head, okay? Look at our faces. They're really different, man. Right? What's different about them?
Skin complexion,
Uh-huh.
your age, obviously.
Yeah, all right. What else? Dude, you're not looking closely, man. Look closely. Come over here. Come close.
The noses are different.
Okay.
I would say yours is a bit more narrow. His is a little more wide. Mm-hmm. His is kind of like, I'd say in the middle.
But we're all white people.
I would say so, yeah.
Yeah, but not that guy down there.
I mean, he could be.
But there's something about him.
Yeah, like I said, specifically like how he's dressed, I would say.
Yeah, don't go with dress, though. Yeah. Something about him. Okay, all right, listen. Let's have you all introduce yourselves, all right?
My name is Akil, Georgia.
You know where Georgia, not the state of Georgia, man. Georgia, the country. Yeah? Well, let me help you out a little bit here. You ever call white people Caucasians?
Yeah.
You hear people calling people Caucasians?
I mean, I guess, yeah. Here and there.
Yeah? All right. Well, let me tell you something. When you think about white people, the term Caucasians, it came from his people, Mount Caucasus. It came from where he lives. This guy is the whitest guy in the class. All right? He is Mr. White. So it's so interesting that you're like, yeah, they're all white except that guy. And I'm thinking, he's the whitest dude in the class, man. The guy that came up with the word Caucasian, he named it after the people in his area of the world because he thought they were the most beautiful example of white people that he knew, that he saw anywhere in the world. Right here, bro. That's you. This guy, Mr. Handsome. All right?
My name's Sophia. I grew up outside of Philly, but I was born in Canada.
And you're Canadian.
Yes.
So she's Canadian. Okay? All right. Wait, what's your ancestry?
I have no idea.
Oh, you don't know?
No.
Okay.
I'm Veronica. I'm from Brooklyn, New York, and I am American born, but I do have citizenship to Czech Republic because my mom is from there and my dad is from Ukraine.
Any Czechs here? Like, or Ukrainians here? Like I see your face, and anybody see that with her? Like, it's so clear to me.
My name's Elliot, and I'm from Leicester in the UK.
Mm-hmm. And if you don't believe him, you just listen to how he speaks. And how far back does your family go?
My dad's side of the family is Hungarian, and my mum's side of the family is English. So.
Yeah, dude. You see the Hungarian side in you, right? It's your dad's side.
Yeah.
My name's Adrian. I come from Sydney, Australia.
Yeah. Australia.
Yeah.
Might. You have to say might.
Yeah, mate.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, and wait, but your ancestry, what's your ancestry?
My dad comes from a little island called Malta, and my mum is Vietnamese.
So bro, he's like the guy, that's where his nose comes from. Comes from his mom, right? So it's interesting to me that you didn't pick out his nose, because his nose doesn't look very different than your nose.
My name is Olivia. I'm from New Jersey, but originally I'm from Poland.
You're from Poland. And what did I say to you?
You said that my nose looks Polish, so you can tell I'm Polish.
You have a Polish nose. Does everyone in your family have? Do you know what a Polish nose is?
Yeah.
You also have a Polish smile, by the way, and Polish eyes. Like, it's cool. But for me, it's that little bit of a, what's a Polish nose from your perspective?
I guess it's kind of a little bit like, it's like kind of thinner.
It's
I'd say.
thinner, and then
there's like a little bump.
Yeah, dude,
Yeah.
exactly, man. The Polish bump, right? It's so cool. And the thing is, if you go to Poland, like if you look at her nose and her nose, right? And her nose are totally different. But if you go to Poland, you see people, because my wife, do you remember my wife from last week? Or whenever it was? She's Polish. She's half Polish and Irish. We're both people that have that a similar nose, but anyway. Okay, so the reason that you all are here is because they don't just have ancestors, but they all travel to the motherland, okay? So we're going to have some conversations about whiteness based on that. When the six of you you're sitting up here, okay? Forget about the fact that you're Penn State students. I want you to go into your culture. To what degree do you feel like we can just label you and put you in the same group? Do you feel like you're a team? Like the white team, if we call you the white team? Or to what degree do you feel that? This is a good question, right? Because we joke around. We look at all the white people here. And we'll just be like, oh yeah, all the white people. Okay, well, here are all the white people, okay?
Being called white and being with other white people, it seems accurate. Like,
what's that mean?
Oh, it means that we all come like loosely from Europe.
I was going to say that I think to a certain extent, yes, but I still think we share different cultures, especially maybe like the Australians and the Brits, but I think like even like Slavic versus Balkans, also like a different culture.
Mm-hmm. And what does that mean? Like really? Like to you, for example?
Like I can give an example. Like
Please
for
do.
Christmases, I would celebrate Christmas Eves. I would open up my presents after dinner, and I would stay up till midnight. And then on midnight, we would have a huge dinner, and then I would open up presents. Like it wasn't after we woke up, like running down the stairs, presents at the tree. It was at night.
Here you are. Do you see like yourself as kind of part of the white team, or what team? What?
I'd say it depends. Like, I definitely feel different to like the average American or the way I associate myself. Like, I definitely have a lot of Eastern European heritage that I kind of link back to, and obviously being from the UK, it's definitely a big culture shock coming over here. Kind of the way people assert themselves, the way people act, like a lot different, but still white.
How about the way white people act over here? You mean everybody?
Yeah. I'd say it's different. Like, I think it's just where you come from, and like where you grow up. Like even from Leicester, I have like different cultures to someone say from Manchester or London. Like, because there's not a big travel time. It's just like where you grew up, where you come from, what social class you're associated with. Like,
So let me, Sophia, are you guys on the same team here? You guys?
I'd say so.
What do you have in common? The assumption is these two people have a lot in common. Okay, they all six have a lot in common. So what do you have in common with Elliot?
Both speak the same language.
Kind of. You don't speak the Queen's English, though.
I mean, I don't speak with an accent, no.
Okay. You know, you do speak with an accent, right?
A
She
different
speaks with an
accent.
American accent. Can you speak with an American accent?
occasionally. When I've had a few too many
Say it
beers,
right. So tell us right now. Do an American accent right now.
White Claw.
What else do you share?
I'd say Obviously, Canada was part of the United Kingdom colonies at one point, so I say I share more with her if she's Canadian than I would a typical American.
Okay, but here's the typical American, right? He's Haitian American, but he's typical American, okay? He's no more foreign than you. You're Georgian American, right? He's Haitian American. It seems to me, who has more in common? Does she have more in common? Do you have more in common with her, or do you have more in common with, or does she have more in common with you, or does she have more in common with him?
As Americans, I'd say probably more in common with each other than with me.
Yeah. So it's interesting, though. You're like saying, yeah, we're all white. We're all similar, but these two, you guys share a lot, man. And like compared to you.
I think currently those two, but Ancestry.
Yeah, so but what matters most in the world?
I think
The culture?
yes.
More than
Current and like the way
ancestry?
the way you were brought up.
Yeah, like these two people are far more like each other than either of them are like you. Or like you, bro, the Australian mite, right? So what's it mean though that we have to get there, you know what I mean? How is that? Like to see that. Let me just ask that. I don't know. I don't even have a question. It's just an observation.
I'd have to think about that.
So think about it. You got the black guy here and the white woman from Canada, okay, who's Canadian in her ancestry, and you got the original Brit right there, man. This is the original American till we kicked you all out, right, or converted you, or whatever the case is, right? And we're saying suddenly these two have more in common than the two white people.
Because geographically, yeah.
Well, it's
The
just
Canadian American versus UK.
Yeah, but these two are both Americans. Like they get what it is to be an American, and far more than this guy, or more than this guy, all the subtle ways. Like you guys understand how it is to be American. How is that for you? See this blonde woman right here, Canadian American, that you're actually more like her than she is like that white guy over there. How is that for you?
I would say I don't agree with that.
Well, how are you more like, what's different, though? As in terms of culture, in terms of...
I would say culture, and then if you just kind of were to walk up to the three of us, you would be like, who has the most in common? You're probably going to assume them two, and not me and her.
Listen, Elliot and Adrian, if this guy shows up in your culture with you, let's say that he and Akka show up in your culture. How much is one of them going to fit in more than the other?
Mate, it's going to stick out like a sore thumb. That's what I think.
This guy is.
Yeah.
How about this guy?
He'd blend in, but like after a while, like people would be like, "Oh, he speaks kind of funny and got weird mannerisms and whatnot."
And how's this guy going to stick out? Just because of what he looks like?
Initially, yeah.
But how about his ability to blend in with customs in Australia?
Oh, it's pretty different. Like I think Americans in general kind of have like characteristics that make them stick out in a place like Australia, I think.
So the fact that Olivia here is white, right? Does she have any advantages to fitting in? Does she know more about Australian culture?
Not at all, no.
So is she going to have any advantages to fitting in, not knowing the same amount as he knows?
I'd say no. Yeah, I would say no.
How about Elliot here?
I'd say Elliot probably has a fairer chance in Australia.
He might have a little bit better.
Yeah, I'd say so, yeah.
Yeah. Of really kind of fitting in. Huh.